POTS can trigger episodes called adrenaline dumps or adrenaline attacks, and these present very similarly to panic attacks, which is why POTS is often misdiagnosed as an anxiety disorder. But the difference is adrenaline dumps are very physical. You're having a very physical reaction inside of your body to too much adrenaline. It's not racing thoughts, it's adrenaline. One example of this that I like to share is a story of me getting my blood drawn. I have a phobia of needles, so I experienced an adrenaline dump and then an adrenaline attack when they had the needle in the room. And I know this is going to happen, so I'm able to explain to doctors when I walk into the room what they can expect. The problem is having somebody very calmly and succinctly explain to you, I'm going to sob and then throw up and hyperventilate and pass out, doesn't seem that plausible because they seem fine right now. So more than once now I've walked into the doctor's office, explained, this is what is going to happen. I will give you my arm and then I will sob, I will throw up, and I will pass out. And the doctors go, yeah, sure. And they start trying to do the blood work. And then exactly what I said was going to happen starts to happen. And then they panic and try and take care of the situation. So this is an example of me experiencing an adrenaline dump and then an adrenaline attack. My body saw that there was a threat in the room. And because I am so afraid of needles, it released so much adrenaline to try and help me to get away. Because I have POTS besides, that amount of adrenaline then skyrocketed my heart rate to get blood into my brain so that we could run away. And instead I ended up passing out. In this situation, I fainted because of too much oxygen in my brain. It was basically the same as hyperventilating. This story is interesting because we were able to see exactly what physically was happening in my body because they still did the blood work and some of the tests they were running were to check for adrenaline. So I walked into the doctor's office a few weeks later and was given the results of my blood work, and the doctor said everything looks great, which is, I fear, a canon event for chronically ill individuals. But he said, except for this number, which is concerning. And he pointed out the levels of adrenaline in my body. He explained, this type of adrenaline should never be released unless you are running from a bear or falling off a cliff. And there is too much of it in your body right now. So we're concerned that there might be a growth or a cyst on your adrenal glands. And I was able to stop him and just double check that it couldn't have just been that I thought I was fighting for my life. And he asked what I meant. And I said, if you'll remember, I was the girl who sobbed and hyperventilated and threw up and passed out. And he said, oh, I was the bear. And I said, yes, you were the bear. So when you're dealing with adrenaline dumps and POTS, it really truly isn't just anxiety, which is what people will say sometimes to try and dismiss your symptoms. Saying that something is just anxiety is a great way of invalidating two life-altering conditions in one sentence. Anxiety is in and of itself a life-altering condition, and so is POTS. The difference between an adrenaline dump and an anxiety attack is that adrenaline is very much physically in your body. Mentally, I know I was safe, but my body was trying to get away. One way that you can help your body to manage this adrenaline is to regulate your nervous system. Help signal to your body that you are safe and things will be more manageable. You're not powerless, and you're going to be okay. Okay, I love you, bye.